Good morning, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in Sydney. You can see that the euro trade has extended overnight. The US dollars continue to be on the back foot. Certain pairs have taken more advantage of this than others, but it is broad-based. You're seeing gold higher, dollar yen lower, pound higher, and the euro leading the pack in its move back into an uptrend at the moment. Not really a major story behind the US dollar selling. Just we found some decent sell levels down below on Friday, and now we're pushing back towards finding where the people want to buy the US dollar again. It could be relatively close. Certain pairs, I mean, the argument for buying the US dollar is pretty clear, given that the Fed's going to be raising rates, but the pushback from other pairs does make a fair bit of sense in the euro. The pound, as things stabilize, is there. So the best way to play probably long dollar yen would be to look for something which is a safe haven and is outperforming something like the dollar yen, buying that on dips, or selling gold. If stocks remain at all-time highs, it's very hard for gold to go dramatically higher. Very hard for dollar yen to go lower while stocks are well supported. The main reason is that when the euro is going up, also the euro yen likes to rally at the same time, and if you're getting that, then you're getting support on the US dollar yen. So there's a little bit more support for the dollar against this pair than most. If you had like a little chart there showing the strongest and the weakest currencies, the yen would be the weakest. That's really how you have to put in back of your mind. The Aussie dollar has held back above the 77.50, and the little bounce we had yesterday has extended today. The top side is back above 78. Not sure if this is a short-term move or something, the beginning of a range trading scenario. So 77.50 being the bottom, 80 cents being the top. I still got to get to some pretty key previous supports around the 78.30, 78.40 levels. Now going to become the resistance level. So if you're looking for trades, look for the market to overextend. So you can play both sides of the market at the moment, but look for the US dollar selling to finish before trying to buy, and then buy the weaker pairs. So you're buying the US dollar against the Australian dollar makes much more sense than buying the US dollar against something like the euro, which has got that ECB story behind it. In terms of news that's just out, we got a little bit of a Kobe Steel financial accounting scandal happening in Japan. This is not the first financial irregularity scandal we've had, but Japanese stocks haven't really reacted too much yet. So we've been given a little bit of a pass there. Dollar yen really much more focused on what's happening in the North Korean peninsula and Japanese elections. Japanese elections are on this Sunday, October the 22nd. And so that is any change to the status quo, any change to PM Abe's mandate with his fairly dramatic economic policies. Abenomics is named after him. It would have a dramatic effect in strengthening the yen, but if he does continue to have power, then going back to selling the yen remains the main trade. If you have any questions, guys, or you want to look at particular pairs, there isn't much data out today, so you have to just watch the price action for most of your trading. There is some US FOMC minutes later, but that's so far away and unlikely to create much of a market splash that really you got to focus more on those key levels that are coming up here on the euro and the pound rather than focus on any sort of US data in the backdrop. You can come through and have a chat though on your particular pair if you're looking at particular crosses as well. Most of the crosses are interesting right now because there's so much divergence in which direction, speed at which direction of pairs are going. The big one that stands out for the Aussie traders is the Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi's broken back above that 110 level, and that's the key sort of resistance. If we can get back above it, then we can start talking about going to that 113 level. If 110 holds, and maybe get a relief rally from New Zealand after they finally get a government forming in the next 24 to 48 hours, then perhaps the Aussie Kiwi will back away from this key resistance, and we start that range trading process all again in this relatively slow-moving pair, but very technical pair. Alright guys, best of luck with your trades. You can get contact details below. If you're not a member and you want to get access to a dealer like myself, please use the link below in the YouTube as well. Thanks guys.